It is my honor to introduce the next speaker at this auspicious event. Honorable Philip J. Pierre grew up in Castries East constituency, where he still lives, and has represented the constituency in Parliament for the last 28 years. From 1997, he has won 6 general elections, which has caused us proudly to boast in our party circles. He was educated at the University of the West Indies and holds a bachelor's degree in economics and a master's degree in business administration from that institution. He is a fitness enthusiast who constantly promotes healthy lifestyles, encouraging the population to eat well, get adequate sleep, and encourage everyone to participate in physical activities. He served under the Kenny D. Anthony administration as Minister for Tourism, Civil Aviation, and International Financial Services, and Minister for Commerce, Consumer Affairs from 1997 to 2006. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Infrastructure, Port Services and Transport from 2011 to 2016, and as Leader of the Opposition from 2016 to 2021. Since July 2021, he served as Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Economic Development and the Youth Economy, and Minister for National Security and Justice. He strongly believes in servant leadership, which he tries to demonstrate as he manages the economy with a social conscience and the determination to leave no one behind in the advancement of our country. Since becoming Prime Minister in July 2021, he has worked very hard and diligently with his cabinet colleagues to improve the standard of living for the average St. Lucian. Some of his notable achievements are the creation of the youth economy, a novel ecosystem to provide finance, training, marketing, and mentorship to young people to turn their hobbies into entrepreneurship and skills into sustainable businesses. The establishment of the first ever minimum wage regime for workers, expansion of social support and protection for marginalized and vulnerable populations, including the differently abled, the elderly, women, and children. Significant increase in financial benefits for pensioners, the establishment of the first generation scholarships, and the One University Graduate per Household Scholarship Program, which has significantly expanded opportunities for tertiary education. The MSME Loan Grants Facility to stimulate and support the growth of micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises in the economy. Ladies and gentlemen, under his thoughtful and steady leadership, St. Lucia has attained a remarkable measure of financial stability, social relief, and economic growth since July 2021. It is my honor to invite Prime Minister Honorable Philip J. Pierre to address you.
Thank you very much, Melissa. Good morning, everyone. I'm told that I am in a room full of medical practitioners, the best in the world, so I guess...
That's true.
So I guess it's the best time to get sick, right? Let me, on behalf of the government and people of St. Lucia, welcome you to our island, small island, 238 square miles. I want to thank Dr. Cato Lorenzen for extending an invitation to me to share with you and to allow me to welcome you to St. Lucia, the Helen of the West, what you could describe as an island with beauty and brains, the birthplace of Julian Alfred, the fastest woman in the world. The timing of this academic conference here in St. Lucia creates an interesting alignment. This week, we are coming to the end of what was a month of activities celebrating the achievements of our own Nobel Prize winners, Sir William Arthur Lewis and Sir Derek Walcott. We mark in the month of January because of, again, an interesting alignment of fortune. Both Lewis and Walcott being born on January 23rd, 15 years apart, one in 1915 and the other in 1930. Sir Arthur Lewis for economic sciences in 1979, and in the year of our independence, Sir Derek in 1992 in literature. It should be noted that out of the 992 laureates who have been awarded prizes since 1901, only 17 have been black, less than 2%. At the epitaph on Sir Arthur's tomb up on the Mourn in St. Lucia, where he is buried on the campus of the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, named in his honor, it reads, a quote from him, "The fundamental cure to poverty is not money, but knowledge." I would like to proffer that this can also be adapted to apply to health. The fundamental cure is not money, but knowledge. There are other notable St. Lucians who have excelled in the field of health. Professor Cato, who is perhaps not sufficiently well known in St. Lucia, and I know you know, but allow me to feel happy with myself and speak about this remarkable individual. Not many people in the world can boast of holding professorships in both engineering and medicine. He's a graduate of Princeton, Harvard, and the MIT. He's truly a multi-disciplinary giant across the fields of medicine, regenerative engineering, material science, and has received numerous awards from the White House to the National Academies of Science around the world. And even so, he still has time to be a great humanist in pursuing events like this Congress, supporting the work in the development of science education in Africa, and being a sports enthusiast, particularly in the area of boxing. Help me in welcoming Dr. Cato to St. Lucia. Another St. Lucian giant in the field of health, who I know would have loved to have been here tonight. Not tonight, I'm supposed to be here tonight, today, is Sir Winston Parrish. Sir Winston is a retired professor of anesthesia at the Vanderbilt University. Dr. Parrish developed an interest in pain management in 1979 when he identified a major deficiency in pain management in the practice of medicine. He was the founding member of the American Academy of Pain Medicine, the American College of Pain Medicine, the Board of Pain Medicine, and the Tennessee Pain Society. President of the World Society of Pain for 6 years, and during that time helped develop pain clinics worldwide. Dr. Parrish founded the Vanderbilt Pain Control Center in 1982 and served as its medical director from 1982 to 1997. He served on the advisory committee for pain and life support drugs of the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, from 1998 to 2002. He was professor and chief of the pain programs at Duke University Medical Center in Durham, North Carolina, in 2005. Dr. Parrish is the author of 3 textbooks, 38 book chapters, 81 referred publications, and 147 abstracts. In fact, we have recently renamed what was the first general hospital in St. Lucia, originally Victoria Hospital, to become the Sir Winston Parrish Medical Complex. I also know that another St. Lucian, one of the world's leading academics and researchers in this very field of racial disparities in health, is yet another remarkable St. Lucian, Professor David Williams. We are immensely proud of the work of Professor Williams, as his research has been able to show empirically the complex interplay of the social determinants of health, low socioeconomic status, race, stress, racism, health behavior, and religious involvement can affect health. As the author of over 500 scientific papers, you can well appreciate that he is one of the most cited in the field, and I'm pleased that he may be part of this august body on his home soil. Some in the Caribbean might often think that the connection between health outcomes and race is obvious and a foregone conclusion, but it is not so obvious for many who will wish to stubbornly deny this. We hear the claims very loud these days, sadly, even from those who are victims of such racial disparities, that the days of slavery and segregation are long gone, and we should all move on with our lives today and get on with it. I await your predictions as to what the impact will be on the health outcomes of the world when America withdraws from the WHO. And I'm sure it will create a substantial decrease in the budget and may undermine global expenses, particularly for pandemics. The amazing level of stress being brought forward among minorities is noteworthy. And I think of a young St. Lucian man who went to the United States. His name is Beaufort Jean, pursued his studies, got a degree, and started working for a reputable accounting firm in Dallas, Texas. If Beaufort Jean was not black, would he have been shot and be killed in his own apartment? One of the major challenges facing nearly every Caribbean country is that of gun-related violence, tied to retribution and rivalry of gangs tied to the illegal narcotics trade. And most of these gang members are young black men. We don't produce guns in the Caribbean. These guns are largely smuggled in from the United States. And as if we do not already have enough challenges with healthcare, our hospitals must deal with the public health crisis of violent gun crime. This added burden on our health system is causing resources to be diverted from other areas and causing a large sector of our population to be marginalized. They either are in prison or they are dismembered. There is a discussion in the world of academia on the impact of diet of sugar and salt during slavery, what impact it had on the level of non-communicable diseases. Sir Hilary Beckles, the Vice Chancellor of the University of the West Indies, has described it by saying that we were left behind a pandemic of chronic diseases. To quote Beckles, the Caribbean is the diabetic and hypertensive center of the world. Barbados and Jamaica constitute the amputation capital of the world as a result of complications arising from diabetes. More amputations are committed in the Caribbean per capita than any other part of the world. This is because for 300 years, the people of this region were forced to consume a diet based on what they produce, sugar. And that's the end of the quote from Professor Beckles. And so today, food security and food quality remain major concerns as we see dumping of inferior food products on our market, the rise in childhood obesity, and the ever-growing consumerism driven by foreign brands. The Caribbean has been a product of exploitation, and that has not emphasized holistic human development, but merely exploitation of labor and primary goods extraction. Putting the people of these islands first was never the priority of our colonial masters. The Caribbean also faces challenges of aging, compounded by the fact that our youthful population heads off to North America and the United Kingdom, and some of them end up in jails from gang warfare. These trends, of course, have worrying implications of our ability to fund health and social care into the future. We all desire to live long, happy, fulfilling, and productive lives in which we do not have to suffer physically and mentally. That, I think, would be the ultimate desire of humanity. However, this will not be fulfilled without the knowledge and understanding of tackling issues of equity and the social determinants of health. It will certainly not be achieved if we do not value all human beings equally. This invariably requires a global response that is grounded in care and compassion for each other. It will also require a multidisciplinary, multi-sectorial approach to development, particularly that of health and social care. I have no doubt that over the next few days, there will be lots of sharing of knowledge, approaches, know-how, and experiences from around the world. I wish to congratulate you for this timely, pertinent, pioneering effort and for your decision to launch this Congress here in the Caribbean in our beautiful St. Lucia. Thank you to Dr. Kato Lorenzen and the organizers and your team for bringing together such distinguished presenters on a field that is even more relevant today than ever before. I thank you and wish you a successful conference.